Hi everyone, Danielle here with a little video about a book I have been doing for about the last 6 years, and it is actually all about Halloween. So this is actually a free download from Kathy Zielski. So if you go to her blog, I will put the link down below. If you go to her blog and then go to freebies, it's actually on the fourth page of freebies. And I have, like I said, I've been doing this for about 6 years now. You do need Photoshop elements to do it because you will just be, it's the same template, you just change the dates. So the beginning of the book starts with a little message from the mommy. So when you get it, the template will say a little message, and then you can change any of this you want. I did do mine in an 8x8 format. It's one of my favorite formats for mini books, but I had just put from the mommy. This album is dedicated to the magic of Halloween and all that it represents. I wanted to record all the funny, inventive, and clever costumes throughout the years, the places we visited, and the friends and family we spent the day with. I started this album in 2010, so the early years are a bit sketchy and vague, but going forward, you will see more detail. Although I do not dress up, I thoroughly enjoy dressing the girls. I get so excited to see what they will pick out each year. But what I really enjoy is eating all their candy. I look forward to it every year. So sit back and enjoy the adventure of the Rosinski girls, Paulina and Natalia. And I just put a little sticker there. So basically what the book entails is, I think that is killing it. That might be a little bit better, hopefully. So my first Halloween, this is the template you will get, this template and this template. This template is just a square template. You can either split it in half, you can do whatever you want, but you pop your picture in there. And then this is, you can see it says 2002. You change the date each year, apparently. And then you can change your heading and your subheading and then your main heading. So I started with 2002, which was the first year for my daughter Paulina. Addison had, this was probably about the last year that he ever trick-or-treated, so he's not in this book. But it just starts out the first year. So I put first Halloween, my little pumpkin, and not a lot of detail the first couple years, like I had stated in the beginning here, because I didn't remember too much. Thank God I did scrapbook then, so I had a few details of where we went, but we always do something a little different, so it's kind of cool to see how it's changed throughout the years. So that was 2002. Then 2003, and it's really interesting to see how they change and how their costumes change. Of course, she had no input on what she wanted to be, you know, because she could barely talk then, but so I think my sister had given her this. This says, I'm going to be honest here, I don't remember a thing from this Halloween. I do know Aunt Peachy bought you this costume at the Disney store and thought it would look adorable on you, and that it did. We did go over to Kayla and Luke's. I don't know how far we got trick-or-treating, but I'm sure I ate all the candy. That seems to be a common theme throughout this book. This was Paulina's second Halloween, and she was clueless to what the heck was going on. And the kids love going through this book. I mean, love it. So this is first year that Natalia came along here. So she was a caterpillar and she was a lion. And this lion costume has got quite a history because I actually made this for my son way, 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 way back. I don't even know. It must have been 97 maybe, 1997. So that has a little history. And I did record it, but the first Halloween, the caterpillar and the lion. And I just put everything we did, who we went with, what we did that day. So that was 2004. And then this was Good Times for the Fairy and the Sunflower. Paulina was a fairy, Natalia was a little sunflower. And this costume has been passed down to all of my nieces. So it's funny to see it throughout the years because my little niece Avery and my little niece Alex, both girls have worn this. So it has quite the history, this one also. And that was 2005. 2006, The Princess and the Ladybug, and this ladybug costume is also being worn by my niece this year. So my costumes, I may pay a little more money for them, but they do get wear. And 2007 was one of my favorite ones. This is one of my favorite years, it says. We went to Halloween Adventure Store and the two of you picked out your costumes. This was the first year you really understood and enjoyed the process. You let me put all the pieces on, even the headband. This was the first year we went to Alex's house in Quakertown, but once Natalia saw all those scary costumes, Daddy had to hold her the entire time. Paulina loved it though. It was a long night and we enjoyed hanging out with all your friends, including Nico, Sam, and Alex. So I always try to put where we went, the people we went with, and of course the years there. And then character Halloween, Dora and the Mermaid. So Natalia was Ariel and Paulina was. Dora with that yarn wig was hysterical. And then you get the picture. This is 2009. It says Stinking Adorable, the kitty cat and the cowgirl. Yeehaw! And this one went to New Jersey this year. And I mean, the girls look through this constantly, not just at Halloween. And this says Introducing Princess Peach and the Harajuku Girl. So they were really getting into it then. They actually even let me put a little makeup on them, so it was pretty funny. And then a white Halloween for the Toad and the Pony. It was actually one of the first Halloweens I can ever remember. Trick-or-treating in the snow, so it was quite interesting. But they're getting much bigger now, but still I love how they pick out all their own costumes. And a first for the Geisha and the Hippie Girl. So like I said, this is the only thing you change. This is the template. You can change the subheading, the heading, which is in the bright orange, and then the 2012, the year. That also is opacity's dropped down a little bit, but I think it's really cool how you can see it out there. I add a little heart every once in a while. I'll add a little something, but the beauty of this album is you just write down what you did and take the 2 pictures. The girls can't wait to see what I put in, each year. I mean, they know it's going to be them, but they're very interested to see what I wrote, so I thought that was pretty neat. And then this was last Halloween, and it was a busy Halloween for Fiona and the Mad Hatter. So that is it, and that's up to 2013. So there you have, almost 13 years of Halloween in a book, and I have plenty of pages left here for the coming year. So if you want a nice quick album, and like I said, even if you haven't started yet, don't worry about it. You can just put this album together so easily. Like I said, it's just a simple template that you can just drop everything into. And I believe the album, I want to say it's Making Memories. I'll look it up and I'll put it in a link below. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and there's a quick little 7-minute video on the magic of Halloween. Thanks and have a good one.